is it you want to do? Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
I'm looking really dark. Yo.
Yo, how you doing?
Good, man. I'm doing good, but this is too dark for sure. I'm gonna have to move something.
Oh yeah, you're in a different room than you normally are, so you have to get the lightings figured out. Yeah.
Well, because the other room, which is the kind of like the main apartment room, is the lights over the table that I was using don't work.
Oh, that's not good.
So let me just check on something, bro, real quick and see. Let me just see. No. I'm just looking. The lights over there will clearly work. Now the question is, what happens?
I like that shirt. That looks like something that Fetty had, a shirt like that.
Because he gave it to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He had a couple of them shirts. I remember when he was here.
Okay. So let me check with you on this. If I am seated here, how does that look?
That looks good. I think you look fine. Yeah, because you don't want the light. When you were standing, you could see the light behind you, and it was making a glare. But now that you're seated, you don't see the ceiling light, so it's much better.
Right. So I'll just make sure that nobody sees my PJ pants. So I got these little tables. So what I'm going to do is bring a little table over like this.
Now, if you can you switch it so you don't have the wind, kind of pivot it a little bit so you don't have the window behind you, or don't you have that freedom to do that?
Well,
because I can see the reflection of the light in the window.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay, that does the trick too. Very good.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, good with light here?
Yeah.
Better.
Very good.
Okay,
Very
cool.
good.
Now let me get this other table so I can write on it because these are like little dining tables, you know?
Yeah, I know just what you're talking about.
Little dinky ones. That doesn't help.
So you're not going to see Fetty when you guys are going to be leaving before he gets back?
Yes. Okay. We will be out of here before he gets back. Got all my cards here. Okay. This is good. Got my pen. Got this. And I'll show you.
I sent the email out, and I know it went out because I'm on the list and I got it.
Yeah,
so far, no one's come in though.
Well, if it's just me and you, then we'll just do the training like we normally do.
Right.
You know, talking, and I'll help people. And yeah, I saw, as promised, your special insider. Click here. Okay, cool, awesome. So here is greeting cards. But what I'm thinking is I need to send you the PDF so we could put the PDF up on a different screen.
I think you did send it to me. Did you send it to me earlier today? You sent me something earlier today. A PDF.
The right one.
The awesome avatar greeting cards. It's called Avatar-Cards-1 PDF.
Right. Yes. Okay. So that can go up in. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly right. So if that's the case,
all right, let me set up the my screen to do that. See, just for the heck of it. Okay, you see that on my screen?
Sure do.
Okay, and all right. So what I want to do, if we want to keep that up while you're talking, I'll put the white box around me, and that way it'll keep that up while you're talking, if that's what
Yeah,
you want.
well, what we'll do is we'll switch from different ones to different ones. And if there's somebody else that's in the room with us, then the way we'll do it is we'll focus on theirs, like we were writing one to them, and do an interaction. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of walk through these, give examples, like it was a training. Like here's a work one, here's a family, here's a loved one that's really close to you. What would you do differently? How does that work? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then so what I'll do is basically I can just scroll. Of course, they're all here. All 7 of them are here. So, all right, I'll have this set up, ready to go whenever we need to go to it.
Well, and I also, I'll do a little bit of a quick tour of the software to show people how they can get to this.
Right. So now, basically, in order for them to be able to personalize their greeting card, just like the same thing when you personalize your discussion with a prospective client, they have to send invite people to fill out their app so they can find out what everybody's avatar is, so then they can then personalize it, because they can't personalize them to people on their list unless they know what all those people's avatars are. Correct.
Step one is you got to know their avatar, and then you go to the avatar greeting cards, and then you just follow the formula that's in there, and you'll make people the happiest people in life. Yeah,
it's great. All right, it's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Hello, Kathy. I don't know if you got any headphones.
Hello. All right. We have some folks joining us already, Roberto.
Yes, we do.
Hello, Cheryl.
We have Cheryl has joined us.
Hi.
Good evening. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you both as well.
We will be kicking off here in about 16 minutes officially, but we're running tech checks and whatever. I actually have Christmas music in the background, Bobby, just to get in the mood. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
It is the season. All I know is that I'm talking to people up north, and it is so cold some parts of this country already.
It's going to get colder too.
Where are you, Cheryl?
Nebraska.
Oh,
okay. So it must be a little nippy up there, maybe.
It's a
yeah.
So what is the temperature, just so we can kind of feel weird?
I was in the high of like 22, I think, today.
Yeah. No, that's not Bobby and me. We're up here. We're here where it's high today was what, 85, Bobby?
Well, I know is we're supposed to get a cold front this weekend. It's probably going down to 50.
I know, right?
And that's terrible.
Dude, Bobby, if it goes down to 50,
okay, guys, rub it
in. Hey, I spent a lot of years up in the Northeast. I know what you're talking about.
I grew up in Hawaii, and I just think I'm nuts.
You grew up in Hawaii? What are you doing in the brand? Wow.
I lost a bet.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a beautiful state, Hawaii. What island did you grow up on?
On Oahu.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful out there. It was one of my most fun times. I actually went out there twice, and I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely beautiful.
Yeah.
But growing up there, I never really appreciated the beauty until I left.
Right, of course.
Like, oh my God.
It was in the news that last week or a couple days ago that even Hawaii, way high up in the mountains on the Big Island, they had all massive snowstorms up in the top part of the mountains there, which is pretty amazing. You don't think of snow in Hawaii, but they got quite a bit up there.
Yep, we sure do.
Yeah.
People actually go skiing and stuff up there.
Wow.
That is the greatest thing ever, man.
Wow.
Hawaii, that's just like weird, okay?
Oh, talk about spring skiing. I used to love spring skiing when there was enough snow still on the ground. And even though it was warm, there was still plenty of snow. Can you imagine having that in Hawaii? It's like, oh, jeez.
No, that's too strange. Okay, way bizarre. All right. Okay, I have all of my cards ready to go. See that? Got a bunch of them. I have
Awesome.
I have the generic ones. I have all of them right here. Work session. I'm gonna knock these out tonight. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, Cheryl. I promise you. I know it's a very difficult time of year for people to show up for a training or whatever. And obviously, we're going to record this and make it available. But you will never ever get the response from any card you've ever sent as you will if you do this. I promise. It is one of those super incredibly effective ways of touching people in a way that really matters to them. It's like when I say Cheryl, you recognize you. Same
Right.
thing. It's just remarkable.
Well, you got my attention for sure.
Good. Excellent. I am glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. We'll make this a work session and get it done. All right.
Yeah, we've got about 12 minutes and 37 seconds before the webinar on the outside begins.
Excellent. And Cheryl, what is your avatar?
Oh my gosh. I think it was the connector.
Perfect. Okay.
I kind of bounced between the two of them, and I think it was the connector.
Perfect. Okay. We will use that. For sure. I couldn't. You know what? It was at the end of Thanksgiving, end of November, and they're already right after Thanksgiving. They start playing Christmas carols. I was like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I've got to at least get to December before we kick into Christmas carols.
Yep.
But
I'm about after Halloween. I'm like, let's go for it.
That's the spirit.
Opposite.
That's the spirit.
Well, I'm listening to the Christmas carols in the other room, and I'm going, okay, perfect. It's just that time of year. And it keeps dumping in snow in Utah, Bobby, so we are set for a couple weeks.
Oh, you're going to be having some great skiing out there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
It's so cold, though, bro. Like yesterday, it was -10 at night. -10 Fahrenheit. Okay.
That's cold.
I think that's kind of what we're facing tonight with wind chill factors.
Oh, -10.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I just don't even know how to go out skiing when it's that cold. I'm like,
Nah, you got to put so many layers on. I remember one time I was skiing up at Killington, and it was a worse cold front. I mean, it was only me and maybe 2 or 3 other crazy people out there. Nobody else was, and it was like 40 below, and at the top of Killington it was like 60 below, and I'm talking about the wind chill factor because it was windy. And I mean, you took your glove off for a second, and it was like your hand was on fire. It was just like getting burned. It's the same sensation. It's that cold,
Yeah, no, I've been up there, Vermont. It gets like there, Killington, Stowe, Bromley, where you're up there, and they're handing out blankets on the ski lift because otherwise people freeze to death by the time they get to the top.
That's right.
Wow.
No.
God, I've skied every one of them. I did a lot of skiing in Vermont. And boy, you can ski on that icy conditions. You could probably ski anywhere, I guess.
Well, that's right. When you go out to Utah, and you're like, this is so easy.
Oh, that powder, my goodness.
That's right. We like it that way.
Yeah.
The Whitby Skiers Club. It's all good. Yeah, but in North Dakota, they ride around on snowmobiles everywhere, right? I heard last time anyway, when I was in North Dakota. All right, I'm ready. All my stuff. I have Zored's Bend. By the way, for those of you who don't like to write as much, if anybody's not watching from the outside, getting a big, thick marker pen means you can say meaningful stuff with less words because it takes up more space.
There you go.
That's awesome.
You know where I learned this from, Bob? I learned this from Jim Rohn. When I was touring with Jim, in
What a
Latin America.
great guy.
And we had to, and he would sit down and he would be signing autographs for 2 or 3 hours at a crack. I noticed he always had a big, thick marker pen. And so I asked him, I said, Jim, what's with the marker pen? He said, holding a pen is so hard if you have to squeeze. But with a marker pen, all you have to do is just lightly rest it and sign. And when I started speaking on Jim's behalf, I was the guy who had to do those 3-hour autograph sessions. And I learned real quick that it made a huge difference to use a big, thick marker pen as opposed to a regular, ballpoint or something.
Sure. Oh, that's awesome. Jim Rohn, I'm in awe of that because he was one of the first personal development people I ever listened to way back when, he goes way back, as you know, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, he was just amazing.
He was amazing is right. He was an amazing guy.
Yeah.
One of my great treasures in this journey called life, hanging out with Jim Rohn for several years.
Oh, that's
jealous.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That was cool to be, the coolest thing that I'll never, it wasn't, the coolest thing was actually spending one-on-one time with Jim, but it was very cool to be standing side by side with Jim Rohn with a mic and having to be Jim Rohn in Spanish and him saying, real-time translating. I mean, that's how eventually I got to, speak on his behalf.
Wow.
They had no choice. It's like, you're going to learn this stuff real quick. You listen to a lot of Jim Rohn tapes for a long time to kind of get the cadence and get the thing and get the concepts and the whatever. But he always did it a little bit different, And some of those jokes are hard to translate, I got to tell you.
He was a pioneer. I mean, even the biggest names of today, they listen in like Tony.
Robbins, sure.
Robbins, that they list him as their mentors.
That's right, all the time. Everybody knows. So, very, very cool. Happy to have done that, and
we got our tech stuff set up pretty good, so we're doing okay. We're usually scrambling around until it's ready to begin, and now we're relaxed. It's pretty cool.
I don't know, man. This is weird. Must be Christmas or something.
Yeah. I feel like I'm at a concert. I'm getting like the back tour,
Yeah,
I know you totally are, right?
Yeah, you got a back pass to the.
Yeah, you'll see. We have to become somewhat serious in 6 minutes here, Cheryl, because that's when the rest of the world on the outside can actually see what we're doing on the inside.
Okay.
Until then, we're good. We can just goof off and have fun.
Awesome. I'm gonna run and grab my phone real quick.
You do. All right. I'm hearing Silent Night in the other room.
Yeah, it's coming across. I can hear it now.
Okay, cool. A tiny bit, baby.
So you're right in Palm Beach. Did you go to Lorimar? Did you see Lorimar while you were down there? That's not too far from where you are. I'm from
Mar-a-Lago, you mean?
Mar-a-Lago. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We rode right by it on bikes.
About that.
I went down there to check it out, and there are some enormous houses, mansion, mega ridiculous places in front of the water that are unbelievable down there. You ride by those things. Some of them are like mini castles and whatever, and you wonder who the heck lives there.
Wow, amazing.
So, but it's all good. Water is beautiful, really nice, and it's super clean here. I mean, it's because it's so expensive. It's like one of these places where there's no trash. It's really nice, that well maintained and all that. So it's a pretty place to walk around.
And that seems like a really nice facility where Fede is, because he was walking around with a camera one time when I was talking to him outside, and there's like a pool up on the 17th floor or something, or whatever it is.
Beautiful.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Gym and sauna and steam room, everything. We've got everything here, so it's really nice.
Yeah. All right, we got 4:40 and counting.
Perfecto.
And I took the screen share off for now, but I can edit in a flash, put it back on.
Okay. We'll talk a little bit for a bit.
Yeah.
What we'll do, just run through the format with you, bro. We'll talk a little bit about avatars and superpowers, kryptonites, keywords. I'll take people into the portal, walk through that just a little bit, where they can access this if they have a portal.
Right.
And
do you have that set up, the portal set up on a computer where you can?
I do. Yeah.
Yep.
Already
Cool.
go. And then So let them know if they are not people that are using our software. This is going to be a total content value creation webinar only. We'll let people know where they can go get software if they want it, but there will be no real pitch of any kind.
Yeah, and I can hit the button for the for the link to pop up. But remember, it takes about 20 seconds for that to actually happen. 20 or 30 seconds.
We'll just let people know that's available, but I'm not going to
not going to be pushing it.
Value.
Cool.
And then we'll get into the avatar keywords and what they really mean. And then right after that, as promised, kind of what we promised in our emails are that this is a work session, that we're actually going to do this. And
cool.
So I'll do several examples, and we'll play with Cheryl and have some fun here. And with a little bit of luck, we can get some people knocking out their holiday cards, because everybody waits till the last second. Not everybody, but a lot of people.
I do.
Oh, Rich, just something I wanted to let you know. I did record that Kern, and it was awesome stuff. I'll send it to you. It's really awesome stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Interaction? Was he interacting with people?
Yeah. It was, and that was. His presentation was awesome. A lot of stuff that you and I know, a lot of the marketing 101, but it's a little more deep in depth on a few points. Oh, I didn't know that. A couple of things come up, and then when the great value was when people were doing things, and he would give them advice on what to do, and it was just, that part was awesome. It really.
I'm gonna have to jump on those calls, man. I want to be.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you can, because I wanted to record it, and I couldn't record it on my main computer because I had recorded our call, and my video software was rendering. So I real quick I put it on my other computer, my laptop. The point is, I opted in twice from two different computers, and I was able to. So I think you'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Beautiful.
Yep.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay, we're good. We can talk still.
Yeah, we got 1 minute and 48 and counting.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. And I'll do my best to keep this not long, because I know it's the holidays and everybody's super busy. So. Walking in a winter wonderland. I'm just singing. It's okay. It's always funny to hear the same songs but rendered by different people, and how they try to put their twist on them. I like that. All right. Cheryl, I can't see you anymore. Disappeared behind the screen or something.
You can't see me?
Nope. I saw you before.
Yeah, we saw you briefly. Oh, I gotta hold on a minute. I gotta let this cat. I gotta get it straight.
Uh-oh, the cat is causing trouble.
Okay, we got 15 seconds. Yeah, the cat, I locked the cat in here because I closed all the doors so I wouldn't have any interference with sound, but she was trapped in here, so I had to let her out.
That's awesome. We're ready to roll.
Yep, we got, we're on.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for choosing to join us during this super, super busy holiday season. I know we're all scrambling around, and office parties and team parties and get-togethers and gatherings and end of the year party and all that stuff. And yet we still have to get to those dreaded, difficult holiday cards for the people that we most care about. And what we're going to do tonight is talk about how to make them so effective that I'm going to make a big, huge, bold promise way ahead of time. I love making bold promises, especially when we know we can back them up. And I promise you that those people that you take the time to write an avatar-based card to are going to contact you and tell you it was the greatest card they've ever received. It's the card that will stick around. It's the one they won't get rid of. It's the one that'll be on their desk at the end of January before they finally put it in a drawer somewhere so they can refer back to it. Now, why is this? Because in the same way that when I refer to Cheryl, who's inside the Hangout with us, or Bobby, who's inside the Hangout with me, immediately that person recognizes who they are based on the simple fact of calling their name. Well, we each have an essence. Each of us has an avatar. The avatar has an essence, and there are keywords that can speak to those avatars exactly as if I were calling out your name. And we're going to go through how that works in just a second. What I want to do is I'm going to first jump into a portal to show those of you who are already using our software exactly where you can access the materials. We're going to give you the materials anyway here this evening, so you don't have to worry about that if you're not. Again, this is a pure value webinar. That's all we're going to be doing, is giving away great content and great learning. But for those of you who do have our software, just quickly going to show it to you. So I'm going to share my screen for a minute. We are going to jump in. Let me see if I can share. And Bobby, tell me if you're seeing what you're supposed to be seeing. Are you seeing me?
Yes, yes. I'm seeing a portal.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm inside a portal, and where am I going? Well, this particular issue is a communication issue. So I'm in under the leadership tab over here. I'm going to drop down into communication, and again, I'm just going to show this once. I'm going to circle back in just a second, but we're going to go from leadership tab. We're going to go into the communication portion, and then, as you can see, under instructions and tools, we have this bonus greeting cards. Just above that, we have the communication keywords. So what we're basically going to do is use the communication keywords in the creation of the greeting cards. So let me just do a quick recap. It'll only take a minute for everyone that is watching on the outside. Again, every one of us has an avatar. It is basically who we are. It's our driver. Every avatar has a superpower that is something that makes you unique and different. It's your gift. And every avatar has a kryptonite, that thing that if you're not keeping it in check and knowing how to manage it is going to really weaken your ability to accomplish your goals and your dreams. In addition, all of the avatars have keywords. So if we're looking at the screen, there's the giver. Superpower is cause. Kryptonite is overcommitment. Bobby, let me check in with you. Is the music in the background bothering my communication, or is it good? Good? Okay.
It's very low. It's very low. I can't make out what it is.
I'll make sure that that what we're teaching here is coming through clearly.
Yep.
Then the connector, same thing. Superpower, the connector is trust. Kryptonite is waste. There are the superpowers. By the way, this is my demo portal. This is part of my team members are here. Problem solver, again, superpower solutions. Kryptonite paralysis. And there are the keywords. The innovator, superpower improvements. Kryptonite is change for change's sake. The perfectionist, we have superpower is systems, and the kryptonite is rigidity. We have the rebel superpower is challenge, and their kryptonite is isolation. And lastly, the master, superpower depth, kryptonite complexity. So all of us have the superpower. All of us have a kryptonite. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the greeting cards, which will pull up a file. I'm actually going to show a file on a different screen, and we're going to use these words, these avatar keywords that you see on the screen in the creation of the greeting cards. And again, when I use these words, I touch someone where they live. So Cheryl's with us in the inside of the Hangout. If I were to say to you, Cheryl, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfectly. So if I were to say to you, Cheryl, you know, you're the type of person that I really know I can count on to connect with. I always feel safe when I'm around you. You're just so dependable and sincere. I know that your integrity and your word matter so much to you. And I've got something I'd really like to run by you. Would that be okay? How's that feel?
That feels perfect. You got me.
Exactly. Because I'm using those keywords that literally touch you right where your heart space is. This is all about the limbic brain, or the feeling brain, as we call it also. And so when you speak directly to the feeling brain or the limbic brain, that's the kind of reaction that you're going to get. Okay, so let's jump in, and I see we got some more folks coming into the inside. That's great. Welcome. There's a lot of people watching on the outside. Those of us that are on the inside here will get a chance to actually do some stuff together. Bobby, if you could do me a favor and pull up one of those greeting cards. Pull up anywhere you want, put it up on the screen, and we will talk about it. And by the way, those of us who are actually using this as a work session, I would encourage you to think about who are the most important people that you need to send a card to. Who are they? So write down 2 or 3, whether that's personal, professional, whoever that may be. So on the screen right now, we have a card that is this is a generic card that we can adapt that is written to the giver. So think about someone in your universe that you believe is a giver or can find out as a giver. I know I personally have family members that are givers. I have one partner who is a giver, one of my colleagues that I work very, very closely with, and he is exactly this person. So again, think about the keywords that you can use, and we can customize this. So this person's name is David. So I would write, "Dear David, the way you support others makes us all better. You jump in, help anywhere you can, participate in what others are doing, and are always willing to assist behind the scenes and be a factor in all of our success. I remember the time that," and then put in something that makes it personal. Adding in something that makes it personal means that you know that he knows, David knows that I'm thinking of him. And then I can say, I cherish, if it's a personal thing, I could say, I personally cherish your contributions. Or if it's on behalf of a team, your contributions are deeply appreciated and we truly cherish you. Okay, so let's look at how many avatar keywords are in this tiny piece of copy. By the way, again, we're only talking about touching people in their feeling space, in their heart space. So support, jump in, help, participate, assist, factor in success, contribution, appreciation, cherish. That's 9 different words that apply to the avatar of the giver. So, Cheryl, what would you do to make this different? What would you do to make it a little different if you were writing this to somebody?
Other than adjusting the personal statement, to what you would call about them, I think everything else just spoke to that, because that's the other one. Remember before we started talking, I couldn't tell if I was the connector or the giver, but my bottom line is trust is everything.
Right.
So that makes me a connector right?
Yes, it does. It does. And you'll see, we'll go to connector next in just a second, because you'll see that would actually also apply. If you look at the giver and the connector, those are the 2 that are the most emotional of all of the avatars. So here's what we know, and this is a great space for everybody to remember. It's much more about impact than accuracy. Impact is here. Accuracy is here. In order to influence others and touch them where they live, we care much more about this, the heart, than we do this, the thinking brain. We want to touch here. So impact is more important, and as long as we're in the neighborhood, it's still going to work. So let's do it this way. Now, It's me, and I am going to, what we're going to do here for everybody's benefit. Cheryl, you okay playing with me here as an example?
I might not be a good one right now because I have other things going on the background.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do this to you, for you, okay?
Okay.
So let's imagine now that I am writing a card to Cheryl, who's with us here inside the Hangout. And that Cheryl is a colleague and a team member, and we have a chance to interact on a fairly regular basis, not like we see each other every single day or anything, but we do have quite a bit of communication. And therefore, I want to reach out to her. So I'm going to start out, Dear Cheryl, thank you for being so reliable and dependable. Everyone counts on you, and you constantly connect us all. Perfect place to add in, I remember just a couple of weeks ago when you and that was so great. Then you can move on. You stay in touch and make us feel safe, or you make us feel safe, or you are constantly building trust in our relationships. You help create a feeling of family, which I personally deeply appreciate it. Thank you again for being you, Ridgely. How's that feel? Cheryl, how's that feel for you? How's that feel?
That was amazing because everything about with me is like creating that family-like atmosphere with my friends included. So you're hitting me.
Right, exactly. And that's the whole point. The whole idea is not to overcomplicate this because, again, for everyone that's watching, I know we got some people coming in and out of the inside of the Hangout. Most of the people are on the outside of the Hangout. If you're on the outside watching, it's about this, not this. Always this, not this. So if you can touch this first, then you can't really go wrong. And that's why this template of using these avatar cards will just acts as an aid. So Bobby, if you scroll down to number 3, please, because what I'd like to do is give another example. So here's the problem solver. Now this is a little bit more analytical than the giver and the connector. Well, it turns out that number 3 is my partner and head tech wizard, Bobby, who's on this call with us, who's running everything behind the scenes. He's the producer of what we're doing tonight. And his avatar is the problem solver. So very easy for me to write this to Bobby. And now Bobby and I obviously work super closely together. So we're always in communication on a literally daily basis. So now I have to think, I wonder, because I'm working so closely, or because it's my spouse, or because it's my daughter, I wonder if that's a little weird if I use this template. And here's the answer. No, it's not weird at all. When I say Dear Bobby, it's always talking to Bobby. When I use these words, it is always speaking to the heart of the problem solver. So we do not need to overthink this at all. If I write, and then we'll get Bobby's genuine reaction, and Bob, I'm going to ask you to please be as transparent as you possibly can. Just tell us exactly what this feels like, because nothing to do with thinking. So I, Ridgely, am writing a card to my partner, Bobby, and I say, Dear Bobby, the way you take on problems and figure out solutions makes all of our lives better. You remove complexity, bring clarity, and help any of us sort out a challenge and make sense of it. I remember earlier today when you were the one who thought about, oh my gosh, is that link correct? And without you, I don't know what would have happened. Your ability to break down an issue and fix it for the benefit of me and others is remarkable, and I deeply appreciate you. Ridgely. Bob, how'd that feel?
It felt great. I mean, it nails me. I mean, first of all, it really addresses where I live and where I feel, as you said. And, and I guess I could kind of expect that from you because we are so close and we do work on such a close level. But imagine if you knew that I was a problem solver and you didn't know me so closely, and maybe our relationship was not as close yet, but maybe going in that direction. And I got this from you, I would think, wow, he really gets me. He talks my language, you know. You know, I mean, I know that now, but if that part of that could be because we communicate so much. I would feel the same way even if we were brand new and we're just starting to communicate a lot. I would have that same reaction, and that's the real power of it.
That's exactly right. And this is why I really encourage everyone to, as you're going through the exercise and you're using these cards, and we're going to go through every one, all 7, so you have access to all of them, and you can, you know, rewind and play them and look at them and change them and make them your own. I would really encourage all of you to not overthink this, because it literally is like calling out mom. You know, you can call out mom, and your mom recognizes that mom. A different mom recognizes it from her kids. Another mom recognizes it from, it's the same word. Because it speaks to the essence of who she is, it always works. So let's look at let's move up to number 4 and talk to the innovator. And I'm going to take it down a slightly different track to give everybody just little tweaks, ways you can use this, because I don't really want to deviate too much, only because I know how we are. We get into that mode of I just need to put my own spin on things, and usually putting a spin on things is going to take us away from the heart and into our heads. So don't really want to do too much of that. So now this is the innovator, and the innovator is a very progressive individual. The innovator is always looking for improvements. The innovator sometimes is a little overzealous when it comes to change because they just like to improve everything. Well, now let's make it a little tougher. Now let's suppose that the innovator is your child. Okay? So you have a child who is an innovator. So now it has to be really, really personal. And so let's all put ourselves in the space, and in order to make the child gender neutral, we're going to call the name of the child Chris. So it could be a daughter or a son named Chris. Both of them use that name, both genders. So I want to show you. So let everybody watching right now imagine this is your child. So you're talking to a daughter, or you're talking to a son that is really creative. Dear Chris, your creativity and innovative spirit is unparalleled. The way you constantly push the envelope, tweak things, and expand the limits makes it possible for everybody to soar and drive forward. Notice how I just changed that for all of us to everybody, to soar and drive forward. You act as a progressive spirit, and others are grateful for you. I love you very much, Dad. Notice I didn't change hardly anything. Yes, I made it less like it geared toward a business person, but very little. All I did was say, make it possible for everyone to soar and drive forward. You act as a progressive spirit, for which I at least am deeply grateful. I love you very much, Dad. No need to mess around, because these words work. And when you have words that work, there's no need to overthink this, to change them, etc. You can make it personal as long as the avatar words are in there and you're speaking to their heart. You are going to have an amazing impact. Okay, let's move on down to number 5. Is the perfectionist. The perfectionist is a person whose superpower is systems. They love A plus B equals C plus D equals E. They love the predictability of results. They love to implement step-by-step processes, which are systems. And the challenge is that sometimes they can be a little rigid. So rigidity is the kryptonite of the perfectionist. So we're going to speak to them about what it is they do well so that they feel great about who they are. Think about this. It's all about them. And yet at the same time, it's about how we help them to feel based on speaking their language, going to where they live, not what we think or the way we view the world. So I'm going to switch it up. I went from a child now to a business colleague. Let's say it's someone who is a peer, not a boss, not an employee, but a colleague. A lot of offices have an open relationship type policy where they're flat. And yes, of course, there's some management infrastructure, but they're not in that, I'm the boss and you're the employee type mode. So let's imagine that you're speaking to a peer and that, again, they are a perfectionist. And this time I'm going to call the perfectionist Kim. And I'm going to use the word Kim just because it just came into my mind. No particular reason why Kim, but that's the name that just popped in. So we're going to go with Kim. I found that there usually is a reason. There's probably somebody watching that's name is Kim. So again, no need to overthink. Oh, I'm moving now from child into office coworker. No, it's the same thing. Dear Kim, thank you for keeping the rest of us in line. The way that you deliver results in a precise, accurate fashion, always on time and backed up with facts and data, sets you apart from everyone and enables all of us to shine with confidence. Here's a great space to add in something personal. I really appreciate your support on Project ABC the other day. What you came up with was truly brilliant, and your clearly established contribution is invaluable. Thanks, Ridgely. Oh my gosh, that person is just going to be like, wow, this is the best card I've ever received. I'm so happy. That Ridgely guy, he gets me. That Ridgely guy gets me. Notice the wording. That guy gets me. It's still all about them. And that's how we're going to have a maximum impact, is when we remember that it is all about them, and what we're trying to do is touch them right here. Make it about them. Okay, moving down from the perfectionist, we're going to go to the rebel. Now, this is really challenging, right? Imagine that you're dealing with a rebel who by definition challenges everything, whose kryptonite is isolation, because as a result of challenging everybody, they get pushed away. Hey, man, you're bothering me. Why are you in my face again? Why are you disagreeing with me, etc.? And yet we're trying to do exactly the opposite with this card. We're trying to make an awesome avatar card that touches them right here and makes them feel absolutely great about us. I got a massive locomotive coming by here. It's pretty cool. I'm down in Palm Beach, and what's amazing is we see the locomotives coming by bringing sand to refurbish the beach in the morning, and in the evening they go back the other way empty. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so again, we're talking to a rebel. So by definition, the rebel isolates themselves. They challenge everything. So they're not used to at all receiving something from you that is going to bring you into their world. They're used to being isolated, away, challenging convention, challenging the norm, and yet they have the exact same heart space as all of us. Therefore, to touch them here is the same process, and it's every bit as effective. In fact, I would go so far as to say it may even be more effective, because for a rebel to receive something that touches them where they live is unusual, not at all what they're used to, and they will appreciate you even more. So for the rebels in your life, again, the process is always the same. Determine what their avatar is. After you've determined what their avatar is, then you're going to use the avatar keywords. And in this particular case, we're using avatar keywords in writing to touch someone. So let's see. What's the name of the rebel? Okay, the name of the rebel is Alex. So there, at that time, I did come up with a name that can be gender neutral again. So there's someone in your life who's a rebel. Could be a colleague, could be a friend, could be a loved one. So this time we've done, recently we went with a child and then a peer. Let's go to a a friend. Now we're at a friend, right? So I'm taking you through all of the different scenarios because you'll see that it's all about impact, not accuracy, and that it works, that this system works in any of the scenarios. Okay, so this is Alex, and Alex is a friend. So, how will this work? Dear Alex, your diverse and varied approach to everything acts as a breath of fresh air for the rest of us. Let me just stop there for a second. Do you have any idea what the reaction from Alex is going to be after getting that? They're going to go like this. They're looking at the card you sent them. It's got a tree on it, really pretty, right? And they're going to go, what? Ha, 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 ha. And then they're going to go like this. Wow, that's so nice. That feels so good. And then we continue. The way you think differently and outside the box, there's all of us to challenge ourselves and move beyond the norm to experiment and aspire for more. Think about it. They're used to being isolated and pushed away. And you just said, you speaking to Alex, the way you think differently and outside the box, there's us all to challenge ourselves and move beyond the norm. In other words, you, Alex, the rebel, make all of our lives better by simply being who you are, by being the rebel. Oh my gosh, how do you think Alex is feeling right about now? They're clutching onto the card right now, going, what words are coming at me next? I promise you. Then you put in something personal, saying, I especially enjoy da 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 da. Thank you so much for your uniqueness, Ridgely. Wow. I'm telling you, you just gave that person an enormous, enormous gift. You just said to them, I welcome you in my life. I appreciate you. I care for you. And you used words that speak to them right here where they live. So very, very strong. And we'll go down one more to the master. And by the way, for those of you who may be interested in the software, Bobby, when you get a minute, just put up the button there that people can click on and take a look and find out more about the software. Again, this is a value content a webinar only, but if you don't have the software and you want it, it truly is pretty awesome. And Bobby will put up the button there for you guys to check that out in a minute. Okay, going to the master. Now, the master is generally a highly cerebral person. This is a person who has massive amount of brain power. Their superpower is depth. They're always going deeper than everybody else. They know more than most of us, or at least more than me, put it that way. And they're very, very smart. So they're very quick in terms of their brain. They're very advanced in terms of the way that they see the world. So obviously, to reach that person, you could, A, try to compete with their intellect, try to be super clever, come up with something that would stimulate them, which would be very hard to do because that's their gift, that's where they live, that's they hang out in that mega brainiac place all the time. Or you could simply use the avatar keywords that touch them in their heart space, let you know that you're acknowledging their great brain power, you're acknowledging the gift that they bring to the world, and in so doing, you really recognize them as a human being and connect with them heart to heart. So, in this particular case, the master's name is Lynn. Again, I came up with one of those. It's kind of more for ladies than men, but I've known some Lynns, so that were guys. So the master's name is Lynn, and again, it can apply to anybody. It can be a friend, a family a member, a colleague, a loved one. It doesn't matter. The point is to use the words that touch their heart space. So, dear Lynn, you never cease to amaze the rest of us with your knowledge and mastery over so many varied subjects. What? What? You mean somebody noticed me? Somebody noticed Lynn? Wait. Not only did we notice Lynn, we were amazed and acknowledging that we were never ceased to be amazed with this vast knowledge and mastery that spawns many, many topics, that spawns over many, many topics that cover, I mean, amazing, right? Lynn is feeling right here so great. You never cease to amaze the rest of us with your knowledge and mastery over so many varied subjects. Obviously, if it's someone personal, it would be you never cease to amaze me with your knowledge and mastery over so many varied subjects. Your seeking spirit, always looking to absorb more, and your willingness to share your expertise, act as a resource for everyone, or act as such a resource for me, for which we are truly grateful, or for which I am truly grateful. And then you can add in a personal experience. So I'm going to just play this out. Dear Lynn, you never cease to amaze the rest of us with your knowledge and mastery over. I'm going to make it from me personal, very personal. Again, switch it down from us to me. Dear Lynn, you never cease to amaze me with your knowledge and mastery over so many varied subjects. Your seeking spirit, always looking to absorb more, and your willingness to share your expertise, act as a tremendous resource for me, for which I'm truly grateful. I deeply appreciate the other day when you were able to show me how to take my webinar presentation to a whole new level in a way that I never even thought about. Ridgely. Awesome. I mean, Lynn is sitting there going, that is so cool. He acknowledged me. He acknowledged me and my skill. He acknowledged my beingness. He thanked me for what I did. He gave an example that was personal to him, and you signed the card. So, again, the great news is we're running right on time at about 30 minutes. My goal was to get this training done in 30 minutes so that everybody could really take advantage of it and use it. So, what is the process going to be? Again, number one, determine their avatar. Number two, get a hold of the avatar keywords. And number three, use the keywords to create cards. What I did is gave you a template for each one of the avatars. So you'll get the recording, you can rewind, look at any one of them and play with them, and just pick out your favorite card. Here, I like this one has a Christmas tree on it. I like this particular one. This one has a dancing penguin. Whatever you want, you pick them out. Think of the person, think of their avatars, and don't worry. Use this system, impact over accuracy. Impact first, accuracy doesn't matter if you touch them in a really, really big way. So I want to thank everybody for giving Bobby and myself a little bit of your time at a time when there's very little time available. Cheryl, thanks for joining us on the inside. I know a couple other people came in and out. All of you who are watching from the outside, remember, you'll get the recording, and then all you need to do is rewind to whatever the avatar is and copy the system. Use it to your benefit. If you are looking to get the entire software, click on the button to find out a little bit more about that. But what I wanted to leave you with is my deepest appreciation for the time that we spent together over the last few months, however long that we've been together. I look forward to an amazing 2017. Have a happy, happy holiday with your loved ones and your family and your colleagues and even the strangers that you touch. I appreciate who you are, and we will see you again in 2017 when we're going to kick off an amazing program for the entire year. This is Ridgely Goldsboro, founder of the Avatar Formula, saying thanks again and happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, Ridgely.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Ridge.